I'm going to teach you a little secret right now. So the job of what we used to call salespeople, and now we call missionary or enrollers, is really how do I get this human being to believe in themselves enough that that dream they have, that thing they want, that they'll actually have the courage to go for it. What I'm going to tell you is whenever we're communicating with people, there's really 4 ways that we can get across to people. 1 is we can get them excited. 2, we can scare them. 3, we can make them really like themselves. And 4, we can make them like us. I'm going to tell you, average salespeople, they do excite and scare, excite and scare, excite and scare. We're going to switch gears right now.
All right, everybody. I'm excited for this episode. I've had a challenge of asking people for help, and I'm trying to get better at that. And that's the intention here on this episode. I have 2 amazing humans with me. Michael Bernoff, who is a legendary communications trainer, sales trainer, leadership trainer, one of the most dynamic speakers and presenters that I know. And I don't want to fill his head too much because this whole thing could, unravel. But I have to say some nice things about him to set this up because he really is actually fantastic at what he does, even though I don't like to admit that. And then Ida here is in charge of our growth strategy team. And that's basically our account management team who supports our clients in getting results on YouTube. And she is a killer at what she does. And she takes on all of our most troublesome clients, all the troublemakers, all the difficult cases and clients. And she is awesome at it. So first off, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing good.
Good. So a little bit of context of what we're doing here. Michael, what I told you privately is I'm trying to change the way our industry is done. Typically in our space, we've got closers who are in charge of selling and then account managers who are in charge of delivery. I want to have our account managers also selling. And this is not a skill typically that they've been trained for. They're trained at really helping our clients get results and are killer at it. But I think because we sell strategy so much, a lot of the call doesn't have to rely on sales tactics and high pressure and all the things of like what happens if nothing changes, et cetera, and trying to just actually help the client on the call, make us be the default person that they want to work with, assuming that it's a fit for us ongoing, and really trying to turn our missionaries, like Ida is a missionary, and what does sales training look like for missionaries instead of mercenaries? Because salespeople are coming in usually as mercenaries.
I like that's really good. That's good terminology.
Missionaries, mercenaries.
Yeah, I love
Jeff Bezos thing.
Yeah.
So that's
Good job,
the whole
Jeff.
point of this is to unleash some of your genius, combine it with Ida to try to help our missionaries be able to be more effective at closing because it also completely changes how things are done in their industry. So that's a little bit of context. I'll mostly probably sit in the background and ask questions if I need to. But what do you need to know from Ida, or what ideas you want to use to kick us off?
Yeah. So Ida, I don't exactly need to know anything. I'm more of a method actor. We're going to figure it out as we go, real questions, real answers, and everything. So it sounded to me that the big thing Evan had mentioned was not having to use the sales tactics like the mercenary stuff. And we want to be a lot more human at what it is we do. So could we isolate the part of the sales process or where you're at in this part of the equation, like where's somebody coming from, what part of the conversation? Because there's always the brand new people, they've been around a while, they've heard us a while, saving a sale, all that kind of stuff. Where do you want to begin in the process?
So more from the people, the leads?
Yeah. Where's the lead coming in from? How much do they know what's happening?
The vast majority is coming in cold. Some of them have seen an ad on Facebook or Meta, so they kind of know what Evan's message is, but don't really know who Evan is. And so typically they would get on a call and it's either with a salesperson or sometimes it's me, right? So they're coming in expecting to be sold.
So let me ask you a question. Are they coming in cold, which I hate that word. And the reason I hate that word is people say, oh, you got a cold call. And I'm like thinking, I know you live in Canada, but why does it have to be cold? Cold is not good for them. Cold isn't good for us. And it's really the wrong frame for the missionary to use. So what they're doing is they're coming in less informed, not uninformed, less informed. They don't exactly have a direction and we're not certain where they're at. So there's a lot of confusion going on with this person where if they actually had a direction, they were certain what to do, knew exactly who Evan was, what the benefit of your programs were, they already would have decided. So the first and foremost, I'd like to strip from the vocabulary the word cold. I know it's socially acceptable to say, but I've never met anyone that wanted to be cold. I've never met anybody who wanted to like, oh man, I got to call these cold people today. So right off the bat, I want to say we've got some work to do. We have an uninformed person that's lacking some direction. I also realize we don't sell, we enroll and we influence. And I want to tell you the difference between enrolling somebody and influencing them versus selling them is the difference between mercenary and somebody who is going to work really hard to get this person in a state that they can actually make a decision. So I'm a big proponent of language. I've learned that it isn't about a script we use. It's a script we have in our own mind prior to making the call that matters most. Like, oh man, I got a cold person to call and I hope this works versus got it. This person had the courage to fill out information online. They are looking for something. And if they already would have had all the answers already, they already would have moved forward. So our job is to figure out what is the second date for this person. Where is the second place we want them to go? Not the first place, but the second place. Like, for instance, they've already taken step one and they filled out a form. What is step two? Even if step two, I know we want them to be buy everything now. Okay, but what is really step two?
We want them to see that we have the solution to what they're looking for.
Okay, now in order to do that, I'm going to teach you a little secret right now. If they believed in you and understood you, they've already made their decision. The challenge is we want them to believe in us where we need to actually get them to believe in themselves. And I'm going to tell you why that matters, because we're secondary, they're primary. So the job of what we used to call salespeople, and now we call missionary or enrollers, is really how do I get this human being to believe in themselves enough that that dream they have, that thing they want, that they'll actually have the courage to go for it. And secondarily, if they wind up in believing with us, that is great. Our ego gets in the way a lot of times because we want them to like us and we're the answer. They're the answer. We're never the answer. They're the answer. So we're going to give them all the power. They're going to feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day, walking around like this, so they can be like, I can decide. Okay? So there's three little things that we need to explain right now. And again, Ida, cut me off because again, I'm from New Jersey originally. I talk a lot. I live in Arizona now, and I cover a lot of things. So I want to make sure we get it. So I want you to imagine this branding right now, but this is a what do you call it? Corksicle. It's got my logo on it. But imagine you have three of these, right? Three of these. There are three things that a person needs in order to make a decision to better their lives, okay? And let somebody help them. Because at the end of the day, these people, like Evan said at the intro, I'm working on getting better at letting people help me. And if these people were really good at letting people help them, they already would have enrolled. That's actually 90% of their problem. They're not willing to actually let another human being help them. They want to talk about it. So there's three things that we need to realize in advance. I'm going to give them to you right now. Number one is we need to know what they actually want. Now, I know that sounds stupid, but it's a secondary thing, but I want you to write it down. Like, what does this person actually really want? Number two, which is really going to be number one, and I'll explain why in a minute. Have they ever done anything like this prior? So if you're marketing a program, let's say is $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, requires coaching and Zooms and calls and different things. If they've never done anything like that and they don't have a neuro pathway for when I invest $10,000 in a coaching program, it yields blank, and they've never done anything like it, never heard about it before, they kind of maybe saw it online, they don't have a pathway for actually doing it. So it's the same reason why an athlete that does one sport can also be really good at another sport. But if they don't see themselves as an athlete, they've never played sports before, it's going to be hard to get them to do something different. So number one is, what do they want? Got to get really clear, and they've got to know what they want. And really, what do they want it to do? So if we're helping people get better on YouTube or become famous, what do they want? What do they want it to do?
Okay.
Number two, have they actually ever done anything like this prior? And I'll explain that in a minute. Number three is, how do they see us and what is their vision, their pathway of who we are to them. And what I mean by who we are to them is who is the company to them? What do we actually represent in their lives? So for me, I've learned when people want to do business with me, if they've never done coaching before, they have never let anybody help them, they have never, they don't know what they want, and they have no history of anything like this, we're working from backwards. So this is part of the beginning process that I'm going to help you with in a minute, because once these three things are figured out, the person believes in the idea of letting someone help them.
Okay.
They know clearly what they want, and we are an answer. Well, they just can put the dots together, we'll work out the payment plan, and we're going to be all good to go. So let's talk about this for a minute. How do these conversations start right now? Like, let's say, Ida, we're calling somebody and we're in missionary mode and we're super excited to get them on board, right?
Okay.
How do these conversations start?
First of all, these are incoming, so it's not outgoing.
Well, incoming, but we still got to call them, don't we?
We hop on a Zoom call, so they come to us.
Good. So talk to me about the first 15, 20 words out of your mouth.
First 15, 20 words, it's usually finding something in common with this person that you can actually relate with. So the first thing is to get them to smile, right? So I would normally have done some research on them to find, that was a fake smile. So I would normally have done some research on them to find something that I could personally connect with, a genuine connection to it. And if I really can't find something, then I would go with something related to their business. I want them to be smiling, right? Because I find that people who come on and they're smiling, they're usually more receptive to the remaining of to the conversation that is about to be had, as opposed to coming on and knowing, well, you're about to be sold to. So just getting someone to smile makes them realize, okay, well, I'm just having a conversation with another human, right? So first, getting a smile, second, building rapport, and then third is really just asking them what it is they need help with, so I can hear them say it in their own words why they're here. Okay.
So do you want them to like you, or do you want them to love themselves? I want you to think about that for a second, because it's going to be a totally different type of conversation. I'm going to show you something pretty advanced here in a couple seconds.
Okay, let me answer.
The natural
I don't want them to like me. I had to think about that, but I honestly don't
I know.
care.
It's weird, right? It's weird, right?
I don't care if they like me or not. I care that they believe enough in themselves to believe that what I'm saying to them is the solution to the problem that they have in their minds.
Very good. So what I'm going to tell you is, whenever we're communicating with people, there's really 4 ways that we can get across to people. 1 is we can get them excited. 2, we can scare them. 3, we can make them really like themselves. And 4, we can make them like us. I'm going to tell you, average salespeople, they do excite and scare, excite and scare, excite and scare. We're going to switch gears right now, and I'm going to tell you about the intro to your meeting right now. So let's say we get on, Ida, and let's say you're one of my calls.
Wait,
what is the name of the program?
Excite them, scare them. What's the other 2?
Excite them, scare them. Okay. Get them to believe in themselves, or pride, like make them feel good, make them feel like they're doing the right thing, make them decisive. Let's say make them decisive. Let's just use that, decisive. And make them love us, like us, not you, not them, us. Okay. So the neurotransmitter serotonin is the most important one of all. And I'm going to show you this right now, how we use this in a nutshell. So let's pretend we jumped on a meeting and we're on a Zoom to get started. What is the name of the program that we're going to be offering?
Movement Makers.
I like that. Okay.
Oh, Mastermind.
And in so many ways.
Everyone just
I just like Movement Makers. Okay. I like it. All right. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, Ida, hey, listen, before we get started, I just want to commend you in advance for even setting up this Zoom, because most people talk about actually getting their business in their life where they want it to be. And here we are actually working on it. Be proud of yourself, my friend. This is really big what you've done so far. Now, if you look at your face right now, where I'm from in New Jersey, we would say you've got a shit-eating grin. You've got this.
Okay.
And you know what that means? Okay. What that means is, you know what? I already did something good. I didn't just give you a compliment. I've actually told you the truth. It's the same grin that a quarterback has or the center in the hockey team has. It's the guy that's got this look like, I know what I'm doing a good job. So it's also the truth. I just want to commend you in advance, Ida, for even setting up this appointment, because most people, they talk about getting their business and their finances where they want it to be. And here we are actually working on some solutions to make it possible. So be proud, my friend. You've already separated yourself. Now, what you've just done is you've empowered them.
Okay.
Number two is I can tell you everything that we do. I'm going to tell you, Ida, you probably deep down know more of what you want for your life and what you want this to do than I could even tell you. So you're going to be part of this conversation and we're going to get a chance to grow together. So what I'm doing is I'm actually giving you the driver's seat and I'm putting you in charge. Are you seeing how this works, Ida, what I just said?
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm going to say very simply, our program is simple. It's called Movement Makers for a reason. We want to move you from where you are to where you want to go as quickly as possible, because odds are you're not where you want to be or we wouldn't be here. Right, Ida?
Yep.
I mean, that's not hard to say. I don't consider that salesy, do you?
No, I don't. But you're getting them to say a lot of yeses. Right.
I'm getting them to actually say yes to themselves, not even to me. So obviously you're not where you want to be, right? Okay, good. So our process is simple. There's about 4 stages that we go through. The call will be about an hour, 45 minutes. How long are your calls usually?
45 minutes.
About 45 minutes. It's a very simple process we walk through. Are you familiar with our process, or could I tell you real quick what it is?
That's a question you're going to ask them?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are they always going to say?
Tell me.
They're not familiar with it, are you?
Yeah.
So it's 4 simple steps. The first step of the process is this is a relationship business. Just like everything online is relationship. If we don't mesh and doesn't feel right, we just have to both move on. It's not going to work. So we have to make certain we get along and this makes sense. Step 2 is I want to find out exactly what you're looking for and get really clear that we can even help you. Step 3 is I'll show you some options we have, because we've got a few things, because we got people that want to meet live, people that want to do Zoom, people that want to be in groups. Like we've got a lot of different things we can do. And step 4, you could pick which one's best for you. And we can do all that in the next 45 minutes. Is it okay if we get started and we chat for a little bit?
Yep. Tell me about it.
Cool. So I'm not going to tell you about it. I need to know about you. So I can tell you about it. I can tell you about it all day long. I need to know about you for a couple minutes and understand a couple things. So my first question is, have you ever done coaching before, or let somebody help you or guide you, or been part of a community or group? Let's answer this a couple of different ways. Let's do all the different ways. So have you ever been in a group or done anything like this before, Ida? What would you say?
Okay. So this is still me pretending to be a client, right? Like you're me and I'm a client.
Mine as well. I'm you. My name is Ida.
Okay. Have I ever done group coaching before? You mean like getting someone to coach me, or me offering coaching in my business?
Well, I'm asking like a real question. Like, let's say you become Julie from Montana that's interested in your program. Like, you just be Julie for a minute. So, Julie, I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever hired a coach or been part of a community of people that want to grow before?
Yeah, I've joined lots of communities and they never work.
Okay, well, whew. Can I ask you not to put that on us? Is that okay? Is that fair? I mean, do we have a fighting shot here? So let me ask you, do you believe in the concept of coaching and that it's possible for it to get better, or are you absolutely just chosen that it's never going to work? I do need to know that, because this may be a very fast phone call.
Okay. Yeah, I do believe it can work. I just haven't found the right one.
Got it. Okay, and I hear that a lot. So did you play sports when you were a kid?
Yep.
Did you have a coach that you liked?
Yes.
What was their name?
Greg?
What did you like that Greg did? What sport was it?
Volleyball.
Got it. So what position did you play?
There wasn't really a position then. I think volleyball has changed a lot in those recent days. But before, everyone could play everything.
You rotate, but did you like? Did you spike? Were you the spike in? Were you serving? What did you like?
Everything. Well, I love serving.
Got it. Is there and that was a good coach, Greg?
Yes, he was.
Awesome. Okay, good. So, what were the benefits of having him coach you?
He could point out exactly what needed to be improved, even when I didn't see it. And so by working with him or by listening to him, even when I didn't like it, when I listened to him, I got better. And so I didn't
Got
have
it.
to guess. I just did whatever he said to do, and it went well.
Okay. Now, Evan, the founder of our company, didn't play volleyball. I don't think he did, right? But he didn't play volleyball. But one of the things, he believes something very similar to what Greg believed. He literally points out, we call them corrections in what we do. And it's like we do course corrections, because part of Movement Makers is really about correcting what we're doing and getting the course right. So we actually wind up where we want it to be. Like when you joined that other group, did they take the time to figure out your coaching style first, or did they just throw you in the group?
They threw me in a group, Julie.
I mean, I'm not shocked it didn't work, and Evan's not okay with that. So, okay. So you believe in coaching, you believe in the philosophy. Before I even get into what you want it to do for you, how familiar are you with the work that Evan Carmichael's up to in the world? Like, are you familiar with the work he's up to in the world?
No, I've seen him I saw an ad on Instagram and I clicked on it, and so here I am. I don't know who he is.
Okay. Okay. So have you ever met anybody obsessed?
Yes.
You ever seen like a Michael Jordan
Yes.
or somebody that's obsessed with doing something? Evan is truly obsessed with the idea that human beings can use the power of YouTube and social media to actually broadcast what they're doing to the masses. And he's obsessed with the idea of getting people over their fears, their doubts, their worries, and actually show them how to turn it into a valid option for their life and for their business. And the biggest thing about what he loves doing is he has countless times over the last decade shown people in all walks and all industries how to use the power and leverage. Because is that something you're looking to do, Ida? Leverage?
Yes, it is.
What do you do currently?
Julie is
Julie.
Julie is a lawyer in New York.
So are you planning on being a lawyer the same way you're doing for the rest of your life?
No.
Have you ever been in front of a camera before?
No, but I've been in front of audiences and I've had to speak in front of people. I speak to people for a living. So
okay. Have you ever been frustrated by looking at people online and like, how do they do it? I'm working so hard all day. And what are these kids doing that's making all this money? Have you ever said that before, Julie?
yeah, there's a lot of people who have the knowledge that I do have, and they're out there spreading misinformation.
Let me ask you this question that Evan would want me to ask you. Do you feel like you're way too talented and way too hardworking to only getting the results you're currently getting?
Yes.
That's Evan's big mission, is to really take super talented people and make certain more people hear their message and understand it. How important is that to you on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
Your message getting
10.
You didn't even wait till I was done. Okay. So I know what you want. So can we move the stage? Can we move the stage too? Because the biggest thing is I needed to know that you believe in coaching. If not, this is never going to work. You are coachable. Julie?
Yes.
Okay. And number 3, Julie, you have to have something you're aiming this at, because do you know the only people that don't do well in our program?
No.
They don't believe in coaching and they don't let people help them. And number 2 reason they have nothing to point it at. So do you have a vision of where you see your YouTube channel in the next year? Not 10 years, year.
I didn't even realize this was about YouTube. I just want to grow my business and
No, I don't know anything about your program. Is your program YouTube or is it?
our program is YouTube. Well, our program is helping experts. So you're right on the money. I'm literally giving you
You're being Julie.
I'm being Julie right now. All right. So yes.
And then I'd say, Julie, do you know why we focus on YouTube?
No.
It's the number 1 search engine in the world.
Oh.
It is the yellow pages, and it is the phone book of 1982. It is the place you want to be. And if you were AAA travel, which would be the first one to come up, Evan wants you to pop up just like that. So we talk YouTube, and the reason is Evan only goes to the best. So you want to grow your business, right?
Yes.
Where do you search for information? Do you go to Google?
Mostly Google.
Do you know who owns YouTube? Do you know who owns
It's
YouTube?
owned by Google. Yes.
Yes. So we're sending you, like, you get it? Like, if somebody needs legal advice, where do they go?
Google.
Google. And where do they wind up?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're not winding up on your channel, and we're going to fix that. Are you okay with fixing that?
Yeah. Okay. So let me cut you there. You're literally going through objections even before you get to understand. Like, tell me about yourself, or like why you're here. Right? You're going through
No,
objections in the beginning.
they're telling me all of that up front. And the reason is I know about you. Now, granted, I could talk a little bit more, but we boycott a lot of that because if you're proud of being here and I'm telling you you're doing something great, we're taking over the conversation and the assumption that you believe in coaching. Now, let's switch, and I'm going to tell you how I have to do this different. You've never done coaching before. Let's switch, and now I'm going to have to do this a little different. Because remember, the person that has done coaching and been part of communities and groups does not need a lot of information. They just need to feel comfortable with you. The person that's never done it before, they'll need something different. Now watch this.
Okay.
So, Samantha.
Okay. Samantha has done coaching, right?
So, Samantha, you should be proud of yourself.
Okay.
Great job. What do you do professionally, Samantha?
So I'm Samantha. I am a doctor, and I help people with vein problems.
Got it. So you wake up every morning and love that, or is it just been something you've been doing for a long time?
It makes the money, it pays the bills, it affords the life I can live, but I am almost at the place where it's like I do the same thing every single day. So not super exciting anymore.
So I have to ask a big question before we move on. Do you feel like you have leverage right now, or do you feel like you're working hard?
Explain that.
Leverage means that you don't have to be there all the time and you still make money, and I don't mean your investments.
I have to be there.
Which is great. And I bet you're great at it too,
Yep.
right? Have you ever said, I wish I could be in two places at once?
Yes.
Then you're going to be perfect for our program. Because one of the things our founder, Evan Carmichael, believes in is that you have the ability to be in multiple places at once. Because if more people were to share your talent in the same way you do, your practice would grow, correct?
Yep.
So are you looking to grow your practice, or are you looking to grow your practice, or are you looking to transition to something completely different?
I'm looking to transition to something different, still leveraging the knowledge that I have, educating a lot more people to be able to not get as sick as the people that I see every single day.
I love it. I love it. Okay, you're a passion felt person. You're really going to be great. So, okay, well, a couple things. And then I remember I covered a lot of stuff earlier, I would say. So I'd say we've got a simple 4 steps and blah, 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 blah. I'd cover that. But I would say to you, first thing I'd ask you, before we even get started, there's about 4 very simple steps. And one of those, I got to ask before I even I want to use your time wisely. Have you ever been part of a coaching program before or allowed yourself to be coached?
Yes.
Okay, remember you were going to do a no. On purpose, because not everybody has, or maybe, okay, fine. Yes, you have. Great. So, what was that? What did you actually do? Who did you work with?
So I work with a business coach. I'm a surgeon. I'm a surgeon, and I know how to do surgery, but I never really knew how to run a business. So I've worked with a business coach to help me grow my practice, the operational side of things. And so that has been a great investment.
So how is your relationship currently going with them? Is it going well? Are they getting results? Are you satisfied with what's happening?
It's going well. They've helped me build the practice that I have right now.
Okay, so you believe in the process of mentorship and okay, great. So you're going to fit in great. I don't need to explain that part to you. You understand learning, mentor, correction, all that stuff. You get it. I have now filled that bucket. Okay, I'm not going to say that out loud. I realize we're good. I don't need to explain what this is. Now, if somebody says, I've done coaching before, I went to Tony Robbins, I'd say, great. Live or virtual? Because the difference between I went to his free event and I jumped on a plane and went somewhere. So I want to be very clear about classification right now of a few things and why this matters. In our company, we call it 5 levels. And when I talk about coaching, level number 1 is going to be I read books and listen to podcasts. How much money is invested in books and podcasts?
From the buyer's perspective, very little.
Not a big commitment, right? So level 1, I need to know if they're like, oh, I totally do coaching. Great. Where? Yeah, Joe Rogan. Well, have you been to his house? No. I mean, on the internet, it's very, very different. So in my mind, I got a human that's never bought something like this before. I have a lot of explaining to do. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay.
Number 2, I go to events at my church. Really? Okay. Do they give them away? Yeah, they give them away. They're over the weekend. Great. I went to something with my time, but I didn't spend any money. Level 2.
Okay.
Level 3. I went to Landmark. It was $500. I did it over a weekend. I went to Psy. I did a Tony Robbins event online, level 3. Level 4, I took my $1,000, jumped on a freaking plane, flew somewhere. Level 5, I've been in a mastermind, hired a personal coach. I've spent $10,000, $20,000. That person will be talked to differently because you're dealing with something. It's not that the others can't afford it. They've never experienced anything like that before. So your objective is, without asking, is we need to know, are they a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Okay.
Let me give one little bit of context. I'm trying not to say, this is awesome. I didn't want to ruin your flow, and I'm trying not to say.
You're not going to, I have ADD. You'll never ruin my flow.
No, you're great. It's great. It's great. One little point of context. So Movement Makers is designed for entrepreneurs who are trying to build their business through YouTube, build their brand, generate revenue, as well as build impact. And some of them want to have huge channels and go get book deals and millions of subscribers. Some of them like, I just want to grow my business and be known as the expert in my space. Similar to kind of you, right? Like you're trying to build your brand. You just did your YouTube live stream this morning. I think one just little bit of context that coming to mind for me is it's only entrepreneurs. So everybody, like, show me an entrepreneur who hasn't invested in themselves. Like everybody's invested in themselves at some point.
Not true. And the reason I'm telling you that is I will come across lawyers all the time that the last investment they made in law school, I need to remind them they might have a bad taste. So there's investing in yourself and believing in coaching. So when she said originally, I've done it all, but it didn't work. The problem with that is I've got some recovery to do there. Like, do we still believe in marriage? Do you know, I know I got my heart broken and got divorced.
Fair enough.
See where I'm going?
I think if you look at the like overlay of our type of clients coming in, I would think most of them would easily agree that coaching helps and can work. And so that's not a difficult barrier for most people.
I need them to say it out loud.
1,000%, just to give extra context. But I think they would believe in that. However, the hurdle that, and maybe we'll get there, they've tried hiring people to help on the social media side and YouTube side. I've done it before. I hired this agency. It didn't work out. I hired these 4 people. It didn't work out. And so they wanted to work out. They believe it can work out, which we might still need to get there. But I've tried all these other things in your space, and they put us in the space, right? Where obviously we're different, so we need differentiation. But I believe in coaching, but I don't know if you guys are it.
Got it. So the first thing is I need them to believe in coaching. Second phase is I need to ask some other questions like, got it, what have you done prior? Like, have you ever specifically decided to work on your brand awareness online or promoting yourself online?
Okay.
What's that noise in the background?
I'm typing.
Is that mine?
I'm
Oh, that's you. Okay. Sounded like, that was really good. Okay. Got it. So what I want to do is I want to basically say, let's walk through someone that's been harmed before. Because Evan, that gentleman, Michael, that I introduced you to that I work with that just helped me with my brand, I'm $1 million deep in marketing, like stuff that never worked, at least over the years. I'm certain we all are. Tried this, tried that, did that. And I keep buying, I keep doing all those things. And what's interesting about that is I finally found someone to make it easy on myself. So I want to find out, have they done this kind of thing before? So now you're going to back and be Julie. So I say, Julie, have you ever worked with a company or a coach to help you expand your brand or promote yourself online better than you currently are?
Yeah, I work with a social media marketing company, and they're putting shorts for me.
Did they know that you're on the phone with me right now, that you're cheating on them? I mean, do they know? I'm just kidding.
No.
Okay, I'm just kidding. So obviously, it's kind of working. It can't be doing everything you want it to do, or you wouldn't be here. Correct?
True.
Okay, so I'm not knocking them, but I want to say that. So let me ask you: how long have you been on this adventure to promote yourself online?
I post every single day. And this is literally what people would say. I post every single day, and I haven't seen any quality leads coming in from there. It really hasn't done much for me. So your ads came up as one of the many when I was searching, and so I booked the meeting, and so I'm here.
Good. Okay. Well, I'm glad you had the courage to book it, and I'm super excited you're here. So obviously, you still want to make it work. Now, do you get frustrated from time to time watching these other people online that for some reason are getting better results than you?
Yeah. And I don't know why they're getting better results, because their stuff I know them, their stuff doesn't work.
Do you want to know why they're getting better results, or do you want to be able to do what they do?
Both. I want to do better.
Okay, so
I want to know what they're doing that I'm missing, but I also want to be able to show up and have clients actually find me and convert clients.
got it. So are you looking for likes or are you looking for leads?
Leads.
Okay. Our program is not designed for likes. It's designed for leads. And most companies you work with, they're designed for likes and because they don't know how to develop leads. And a lot of it is the format of your show and what it is you put out. So let me ask you, what are they telling you to do? Are they telling you something like post 3 times a day?
Yeah. They're having me, the promise to get me 1 million views. They're asking me to do a lot of posting every single day. And I post on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. I'm posting everywhere and nothing's coming out of it.
Did they offer you a VCR also?
What's that?
A DVD player? Did they offer you a VCR and a DVD player? Because everything you're telling me is like advice that we probably would have given people 7 years ago that doesn't exactly work now. So one of the biggest things we're on the up and up of what's actually working now versus what we're being told what to do. So, okay. So very good. So does that help you, Evan, what you mentioned a minute ago?
Ida, what do you think? I mean, you're dealing with it.
Yeah. So the objections I'm bringing, they're very much similar to what I hear on calls, especially for people who know nothing about us coming in. And it's completely different from the people who happen to already know about you. They're like, yeah, I've been consuming Evan stuff for a long time. I want to be able to do this. Like they're very clear on that.
Yeah, I think it mostly fits. I mean, it would just be, to the scenario that I just gave, like, I'm posting every day.
Yep.
There's a lot of people who they've burned through 5 different agencies or people, and they're not dealing with anybody right now. They spent their $1 million deep, maybe not that much, but you're kind of a psychopath on learning, which I love. But people have spent money trying to do this. The conversation has evolved from, I had to convince people to do this 10 years ago. Now they know they need to do this. Yep. I'm not having to, like, you really should get on. Like, I don't need to tell you, Michael, now you need to be on YouTube, but I might have 10 years ago. Yeah. So and you've tried. You've tried 5 different things and nothing. You tried yourself. It's too much time. You hired a local intern. It didn't work. You hired your cousin and that guy sucked. You hired 3 different companies online and they all didn't deliver anything. And now you're super frustrated and you have your business to grow. And all of these, people with less experience than you are winning online and WTF. So here I am on another call, hoping you're the one and not get burned for the 18th time. Yep. Right. I think that's a lot of the feeling and frustration. And they often might be with somebody else, but also might not be. They've been burned so many in their mind, it could be on them as well. Right. But that's some of the frustration. We end up having to save a lot of people's even belief in it because they've gone through a bunch of other people that didn't work. And so they obviously want it to work because that's why they're here. Why are you on another call to learn more? Yep. But they have all these wounds and scabs that they're dealing with.
Yeah, and then they kind of lump us in with the other people, but a lot of those people are selling products and we are selling something completely different. It's strategy.
Let's separate ourselves right now, and we're going to use the word strategy, and I'm going to do something pretty interesting, and I want you to play along, and you could be Samantha, you could be anybody you want, and I'm going to play along, and I'm going to go like this. So Evan is obsessed with strategy because let me tell you, social and being online is a strategy thing. Can we agree with that, Ida?
Yep.
Or whoever you are? Okay, I don't know who you are anymore. But what's different is most agencies, they're going to get on the phone and they can tell you what they can do, and then you get you really excited. Have you been there before? They tell you what they can do and they get you really excited and they get you all hyped up. Yep. We're not going to do that. I have a different question, and hopefully you can help me answer this because you know more about your business than I do. And you said that you're an attorney, and I love that. What would you like this to do? If we had an ultimate program, if we had a group that got together and we guided you and coached you, and Evan, who's gotten hundreds of millions of views, billions of views for people, billions with a B, billions of views for people all over the world. Some of the biggest names out there, from the Tony Robbins to the Robert Kiyosaki. I'm just throwing names, blah, blah, blah. But I know he's worked with Tony and different types of things. What would you like it to do for you in reason, Ida? What would you like it to do for you? And do you mind if I take some notes? Because I want to make certain we write this down and we have something to come back to over the next couple of weeks. Yep. What would you like it to do? I don't know. Has anyone ever asked you that before? What would you like it? Not what do you want? Here's, you need to post. What would you like it to do? In a perfect world?
Yeah. What would I like it to do? Okay. So Samantha, medical doctor, I would like for this to do a couple of things. Number one, position me as an authority in the space so that when people when people see my content, they know that I know what I'm talking about. My credibility and my experience shows in the content. And I just want to establish the authority and everything, because as I'm thinking of leaving my practice, I want to be able to have this authority thing. Maybe I'm going to write a book eventually. I don't know.
Okay, so you want to be an authority, you want to have credibility, you want to leave your practice, you have a lot of goals, don't you?
Yeah.
Our program, what it does, helps people achieve a lot of the things that they want. And you fit in with a lot of our folks because are the people in your life that you deal with on a regular basis, are they writing books? Are they looking to get out of their practice? Are they looking to build online? Or do you have a group of people that you collaborate with over this? Or is it just you in your law firm and your people?
Most people think I'm crazy wanting to do
We
this.
have a crazy group. We have a crazy group of people that all get together. So do you know one of the biggest benefits is we're not an agency, we're a community. And how would you like to be less crazy? Still stay some crazy, but how many of you like to get around a couple other crazies like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates all getting together? That's a better version of crazy, right?
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. So you got step one down. I mean, you've got a reason for doing this. Credibility, authority, we can do that. Leaving your practice, getting this book done. And you're right, because if you want the space and the time to be able to do it. So am I correct to say that you're looking for time and space? You're looking to get more time back?
Yeah, all of my time is spent in the practice. I would love to be able to get some time back.
Okay, I'm going to jotting down some notes. And I always ask them permission. Like, do you mind if I take some notes? Because this is important. And I literally ask them.
What's the reason?
And they say no problem.
To get another yes?
No, it's deeper than that. It shows you care and it matters and you're going to come back. I want to get notes so I get this all down and so we can go over this later. Okay. And then in a couple of weeks, I can remind you and see if we're on track. I've just future paced you that we're going to be doing something. Plus, if I'm taking notes, you're more vested.
Got it. Okay.
But do you mind if do you mind if I jot down some of this? Because I don't want to miss anything and I want to make certain that we have a real target.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, great. So if our program created authority and credibility for you, we showed you step by step what to do, give you strategy. I can't promise you're going to leave your practice because you might want to do your practice more, but you could if you wanted to. That's what you're looking for, correct?
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay. And how committed are you to doing this? Like actually making this real? Like, is it waking you up in the middle of the night or is it more like just a little wish?
It's on my mind all the time. I want to do this. Like now.
Yeah. We hear that a lot. And one of the reasons we hear that is a lot of people wake up in the middle of the night, they want to get it. And it's so frustrating. There's like 19-year-old kids that have figured this out. And here you are, an attorney that's 25 years in. You look established. I could see your office. There are 19-year-old kids that have figured this out that are doing $1 million a week online.
Okay. So let's speak into the pain part.
I don't know what you call it. That would make me want to do it. Does that make sense? Maybe. I don't know. But I would say that. I mean, does that frustrate you that there's other people giving misinformation out there?
Oh, yeah. Misinformation. Yes.
What are you willing to do about that? Like, are you willing to do a little bit of what it takes to do that? Because part of the part they don't tell you is it's not just about shooting videos. Are you willing to do them in a way that works versus just make videos? Evan does not want you to make videos. Evan wants you to learn how to make videos that work.
Okay. Yeah.
That felt different, didn't it?
Yeah, it feels different. Yeah. Yeah.
So Evan, and if you're not familiar with Evan Carmichael, we could do a little YouTube search here real quick. I'm going to show you something if you're not familiar with him. And I would just bring up, see this guy? Have you heard of Tony Robbins? Have you heard of this guy? Have you seen this guy? Look at the views here. He learned how to do this. And I'm also going to show you something else. I want you to see Joe Smith. Like, Evan, what's one of your success stories that you've gotten for a non-Tony Robbins person?
Okay. So part of the thing is a lot of the people who do work with us value the fact that we don't talk about them on calls. And so,
is there anybody we can talk about?
No.
Because I was going to do a compare and contrast between Wayne Dyer and Joe Smith, who's using it for, it's like that dude that Evan, we both know, that attorney guy, that YouTube guy here locally in Arizona that now does all the political stuff. Do you know the guy I'm talking about? And you know him, I think. He's a YouTube guy. He was a DUI lawyer. Now he's like, anyways, doesn't matter. He's part of Speakeasy and a couple of the groups that I'm in. Okay. But anyways, doesn't really matter. So the purpose is, where I'm going with this, Ida, is we've got to control the conversation and we got to make it all about them. And we got to make it like, listen, you know what you want. Tell me what you want. And then I'm going to say, yes, it does that. Not how much does it cost? Because do people ever ask you how much does it cost?
Yeah, I've had a few people come on the call, and first thing is, how much does it cost?
What do you say? What do you say?
Redirect, but if sometimes it
No. What do you say? So I say, Ida, how much does it cost?
Real case examples, I have had a situation where I actually just had to tell the person, because it's like a New Yorker, that kind of person. I tell them, here are the options we do have, but I don't even want to quote prices to you because I don't know what it is you're looking for. So let's get back to the back to the conversation to understand what you're looking for before we can see where to position you.
Cool. So you just denied them their answer. Okay, good. That doesn't make people don't like
No,
that.
I give the answer and then redirect, but let's understand.
Ask me how much does it cost?
How much does it cost, Michael?
That was a wrong question. I'll give you the answer. It's real simple. And I would say 25 grand. The question is, what do you want it to do for you? Because the last thing I want to do is tell you a number, which is not attached to anything. What would you like it to do for you? So if you could tell me what you want it to do, I'll tell you whether it's worth it for you.
So wrong question. That's
wrong.
Okay.
I want to shut you down. That is the wrong question. It's 25 grand, but that's not the question. The question is, what would you like it to do for you? Because you don't like the price is irrelevant if it does not do what you want it to do. Like, what is it you're after? What is it you want to see happen?
Okay.
The price isn't relevant. If you're buying this for price, probably the wrong program. We need to make sure you're a match and we're a match.
Okay.
I've done that thousands of times and I've trained thousands of people to do that. It works every time. You laugh, go, that is the wrong question. And then you give them the number and you say, the real question is, what do you want it to do for you? It's like, you should never open a YouTube channel if you don't know what you want it to do for you. I am very clear what I want my channel to do. I didn't get started until I figured that out.
Okay.
I want to showcase my work. I want to be able to be myself online and let people get a taste of what I do so they can make a decision whether they want to work with me. That is a very different channel than be famous. I have no interest in being famous. If I get famous, bonus. But I want to showcase my work in a format that works.
If we come back quickly to the case study idea, so there's a couple things around that in terms of talking about people.
Yeah.
One, I've always respected people, with all the people that we've worked with, some of the big names, we've always respected their privacy and not, it's like you go into Ferrari and say, hey, who are your clients? They never tell you.
Evan Carmichael.
Right. Like they don't say who their client list is. And so trying to have it be a prestigious brand, and also just, some of the people, like saying, in our industry, a lot of people saying, I work with this person, this person, this person. At the higher level, by default, I think, hey, even if I do one small thing with them, they're going to now blast me and all of their full campaigns to say, oh, did you work with this person? Like they did one shorts test with us, and now they're saying that they worked with me. It just immediately cheapens.
I'm going to say that I work with you. I'm going to say you hired me and that you work with right now. We spent an hour together. I'm going to tell everyone.
Well, you have video content now, so we have some proof here. But but that's what people would do, right? Like that's rampant in our industry. We work with this. We work with Michael Bernoff. We work with Tony Robbins. We work with whatever. And then the initial thinking immediately is, okay, if I do anything with this person, I'm going to be in all of their cold emails, ads, website, everything, right?
Yeah.
So, and also in the past, our sales team has abused some of those things. And I'm a big fan of telling stories. So like we have stories to inspire versus case studies.
Great.
A lot of times when you go into case study mode, like the example is also never good enough. Like, okay, but like that's a different kind of lawyer than I am. And so like the challenge was they don't even understand the thing or believe you. So they're looking for the no instead of the yes. So we will often share stories that inspire. So like we just came back from Mastermind and one of our members landed a $13 million deal from his YouTube channel. Now is getting 2,200 leads a month from his channel. And when he started with us, he had like 40 subscribers and now he's growing. But we don't say like who it is and go check him out.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Open to coaching around that, but it's the elevated prestige branding of what
Let's
we do.
skip that.
Yep.
Okay.
We can skip that.
But
My
it's
biggest
something
thing
super
is
useful. Let me add to that, Michael. It's very useful because it's something that I come across every single day, and people are asking, well, if you can tell me who you've worked with, then how do I know this is going to work for me? So like, I would like some coaching around that.
I got you.
Yeah. If you can
You
tell me
want to
who
do
you
that
work with.
You want to do that right now? You want to do that right now?
Let me give you the other things. Yeah, how do I know it's going to work for me? If you can't tell me who you've worked with, then I'm going to throw X amount of dollars at you guys, and then it's like, well, you can't show me anything, right? So they kind of want it's something intangible we're selling strategy, but like they want to see something.
Well, what they need to do is, first off, they want to believe. They want to re-believe in Santa Claus again. They want to believe. So let's just understand there's the parent, child, and the adult. They want to believe. They're excited. They filled out a form. They're entertained. They want to get it. So go to that first question again. Ask me that first one.
What was the question?
You asked me about, you asked me the question. You said,
okay.
How do you know you're going to help me, or however they said that?
Yeah, if you can't show me who you've worked with, then how do I know that you can do? If you can't show me case studies or give me an example of who you've worked with that I could go and look at, then how do I know this is for me? How do I know you can help me if you can't prove it?
Well, I would say, first off, we do not know this is for you yet. I do need to understand what you actually want it to do so I can understand. Now, part of that is how I would say case studies. I appreciate the question, and clarity and certainty is something that everybody wants. Everybody wants to get to a point where they feel comfortable. And I applaud you, and I really am excited that you desire that and you want that. And our job is to get you there. I will tell you that if that is required prior to getting started, the guarantee that this is going to work, we can't offer you that because I'm sure you've been offered that before. That doesn't really deliver, does it? But what I can offer you is something a little different. You said you wanted authority. What is your current authority strategy you have now? What are you currently doing to create authority online? Watch me do this.
Okay. Nothing. I'm just getting started with YouTube. I do have a channel, and I've posted a couple of videos on there. There isn't much traction happening, so I can't say I have any right now, except in the local community and the people who know me.
So one of the things that Evan does, and we talk about you a lot, Evan, we're going to talk about what Evan does, and you're not familiar with his work yet, is authority is a really big play, but he calls it a 90-day concept. And the reason is there's about 5 or 6 things that you're going to need to do. We call it the authority play. And how the authority play works is it's not about how many times you post. It's not about when you post, the time you post. It's really about who else is an authority out there that we can associate with. Because my job is to give you a plan that we can actually hit what you want. Okay. Like you said, you want authority and credibility. Like, what does that actually look like for you, Ida?
When people go online and search for, they're having problems with their veins, and I want to show up.
Got it. And are you showing up now?
No.
So for the next couple of weeks, we could show you a few things that you could start showing up more often and getting better at it and start figuring out what makes the things show up for those people and start doing those things. Would that be a better plan than just posting 3 times a day and hoping it works?
Hopefully. I think so.
You said hope again. Evan doesn't work with people that hope. He works with people that are willing to believe. And the reason I'm saying that is, do you believe it's possible that you can be an authority?
Yeah, that's the reason I'm here. I've seen you guys. I see what you guys have on your YouTube channel. I see the relationships Evan seems to have, and I want to have that.
Yeah, and we want that for you too. So we usually tell everyone it's going to take about 90 days to 6 months to start becoming more of authority. But part of it is one of the processes we need to believe it's possible. And I know you've done a bunch of stuff before. I understand where your questions are coming from. And the other thing is, you said you want to get a book done down the road, right?
Yep.
So can we table that for a year and work on the credibility and authority first, and then year 2 we work on the book? Is that okay?
You're anchoring into like a future sale. Okay.
Catching on. Okay. And then you want to get some of your time back, correct?
Yep.
Okay. We don't believe in this taking forever, but are you willing to dedicate a little bit of time to getting better at YouTube or getting better at promotion?
Yeah. How much time do you think this is going to take from me? Because I'm really busy.
I mean, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally joking. Once you get good, at the beginning, videos could take 20, 30 minutes. And after enough time, probably a couple hours a week, we could do. I mean, is that important to you? Because it's no different. How long did it take you to get your medical license?
Okay. Years.
Okay, I don't expect it to take that long. We can get a lot more progress quicker than that. Okay, so we got to remember a couple things.
Okay.
When they call you on the phone, I want you to tell you the framework that I'm going to walk you guys through.
Yep.
They start off in something called despair. It's either quiet despair or it's verbal despair. It's either like they're not happy Like nobody gets on the phone like, oh, dude, let's fucking go. Like, oh, everything's great, man. My channel's blowing up. I want to hire Evan. No. Like they're not where they want to be. Our first job is to offer them some level of hope.
Yep.
Hope is possible. Hope. But hope is different than belief. And that's our next stage we need to get them to is belief. And I'm going to give you what they need to believe in so you can understand this.
Okay.
They need to believe in the process of social and YouTube and getting out there. They need to believe in that. Number two is they also need to believe, this is what I was talking about earlier, in themselves, that it's possible. And third is they need to believe in you and let you help them. You're secondary. We keep on wanting to promote what we do. I need to promote what they do. I want to hear their vision, their dream, and tie it to what we do, not here's what we do and tie it to their vision we don't know.
Okay.
So I need to know, like, what does it look like for you to be an authority? Like, what does that look like? So let me ask you, what does that look like, Ida, to be an authority? I know the word, it sounds good, authority figure, but what does it mean to you? Like, what does it look like? Let's do what no other agency's ever done with you.
Okay.
What does it look like on a Tuesday in June of next year that you're now an authority? What does it look like? This is how you sell as a missionary. There's a missionary knocking on the door and converting your religion. Do you understand? This is a missionary. So you said the word authority. That's your word. June of next year, you're now an authority. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Come on, let's talk about it.
So I'll picture this. So in the case of Samantha, in the real world, Samantha is a surgeon. The people who walk into the clinic know that Samantha is the authority right there. So people know you, they like you, they trust you, they've worked with you in some way or they've heard about you and they're able to refer people to you. Like that's in the real world. In the online world, I want to be able to show up, or Samantha wants to be able to show up such that if someone is looking for any of the services that Samantha offers or any of the ways that Samantha can help them, or Samantha wants to be ranked there. You know what I mean? So if you go online right now and you search for personal finance, whatever, Robert Kiyosaki is probably going to show up. Right? So if that would be what would want to translate, or what I as Samantha would want to be able to see when people are looking for the services that I do offer, or the things I can help them with.
So you want people to know you, correct? And find you.
Know me, find me, trust me based on the content that they see.
Okay. You've wanted that for a long time?
I'm new to the YouTube world, so it's what I wanted in the beginning in the surgeon space. That's what got me to get into school and do everything and run the practice I've been running for like 35 plus years. I want to transfer. I'm in the next phase of my career or my life or whatever you want to call it. So Samantha's in the next phase, right? So
you want to transfer your current skill onto the internet, correct?
So Michael, they're usually not selling the same thing.
I get it. They want to do something different, right?
Sometimes. So first of all, the thing is they need to be an expert, period, right? Having different goals. So in the example of Samantha, who wants to establish authority, would be, I want all of this, I don't know, book deals. It's kind of hard to think abstractly.
Let me say it like this. Ida, Samantha, you already have authority on a day-to-day, correct?
Yeah.
But you don't have it online, correct?
Yes.
Do you want to transfer the authority you have to online?
Yes.
It doesn't work that way. Can I tell you that's why you've been frustrated up till now? Because you can't go instant transfer. I wish it did. What it is how people digest and see things online is a little bit different. And there's a few things we're going to need to do different to be able to do that. Are you open to the idea that you being great over here is great, but we also need to say it a little differently on here. And that's probably why you haven't been getting the results that you want yet.
Yep. I'm absolutely open to that.
I'll give you an example. And this is something I learned from Evan Carmichael, who is the founder of our company. Do you usually know the answer when somebody asks you something?
Depends on what they're asking. Sometimes.
Something in your profession.
Yes.
I'll pay attention to this question. In the real world, if you quickly know the answer, and they're sitting in front of you, instantly they can make a decision. They're confident. Do you know that the same level of confidence online could actually make somebody less attracted to you because it looks like you're a show off and a know-it-all and actually not what you want them to be? Because online, you want to be relatable and understandable. Nobody's ever taught you this, have they?
Yeah, true.
There's something called the pause. Have you ever heard a guy named Joe Rogan?
Yep, I know him.
He'll pause and it makes him relatable. One of the reasons this show is so big is he's relatable. He's a genius. He doesn't try to overshadow the other people. So our job is we want you to be an authority so they can purchase from you later. What we need you to be is somebody with answers, somebody who's relatable, somebody they can trust, somebody they feel comfortable with. So authority is step 2. We're going to help you build step 1, 2, and 3 before it. That's probably why it hasn't worked out up till now.
Okay. And in your words,
it is true. It is true what I just said, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait. In what you're explaining right now, what's step 1? You said authority is going to be step 2. What is step 1?
I'm going to say what I'm getting at is, and again, you're going to have to fill in. I'm not a script because I don't know your program that well. I want to tell you that your desire for authority really is step 2 and 3. We got to get you there. What you need to be is findable, relatable. Let's write these down. Findable, relatable, and understandable. Relating and understanding are different. They have to understand you. They have to relate to you. And they first have to find you. Okay? And we're going to work on all 3 of those. And just shooting videos all day is not going to make you findable. It's not going to make you relatable. And it's not going to make you understandable. And once you're understandable, relatable, findable, then you're an authority.
Okay. So it's really about strategy, right? I'm hearing you like they're coming in and they have an end goal they're trying to do. In the case of Samantha, Samantha wants to get to authority building. She needs to then be able to buy into the idea or strategy, and all the steps you're talking about there is what's going to get them to buy into. Well, I understand.
We need to tell them they can, Ida, we need to tell them they can have what they want. They just got to wait a minute to get it because there's 3 things that we're going to give them first so they can go to their husband or wife and go, it's different this time. Last time I tried to be an authority figure, these guys got it all different. When my suit guy comes out, this guy comes to me. He puts a level on my shoulder. I'm like, why has he got a level on my shoulder? And he goes, you know what, let me guess, one of your arms is longer than the other. And it was. My right arm's longer than the other. And he goes, you know what, that's the difference between me and other people. Most people give you a custom suit. We get you one that fits.
Okay.
So now 20 years later, I'm explaining it. So when you say you want credibility and authority, are you okay with doing the steps necessary to make that happen? And what I mean by that is Evan wants you to do 2 things. In order to be findable, in order to be an authority, you got to be findable. In order to be findable, you got to be relatable and you have to be understandable to become findable. Yep. So there's 3 things we need to do prior because it's not just shooting video. It's how we shoot them. It's what we shoot and the way we do, and you're only going to get better. Authority is a byproduct of 3 things. I promise you, you add that to your scripts, you missionaries add this to your scripts, findable, relatable, and understandable. I guarantee you that is sexier than authority any day of the week because that's how you become that. I mean, I don't want to be authority. I want to be findable. I actually screw the whole authority. I want you to find me. I'm an authority anyways. You make me findable because I'm understandable and relatable. My life just changed.
Okay.
I'm selling you something different now, correct?
Yep.
You're not using those words currently, are you?
I need to go and look and see if we're using those words. I know one of the big things is it's getting them to be able to see that this is different from what they have, the people they've spoken to in the past, which it is, right? But are we actually using the words that make them understand this is different? I don't know.
Here's how we do it. So listen, you say you want to write a book. You actually want people to read the book. Like when Tucker Max helped me with my book, he said, do you want to write a book that makes you feel good, or do you want to write the book that people read and they pass on to people and they recommend?
Yep.
I said the latter.
Yep.
And I wrote a book I wrote my book. 65,000 copies of the book sold because I wrote a book people would actually want to read,
Yep.
not a book to make me feel important.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to ask them, are you looking to be an authority, or are you looking to be findable, relatable, and understandable so they can buy from you?
Okay.
Now I've just reconditioned their whole desire. Now I've just made it valuable, correct?
Yep.
Got it.
Understandable,
Okay.
relatable, findable.
First, you got to get them to admit they want the one thing and tell them they can't have it.
Which is authority.
I want to be famous online. Got it. Do you know what famous is a code word for? Findable, relatable, and understandable. Have you heard of Joe Rogan? Have you heard of Patrick Bet-David? Have you heard of these people? They are findable for sure. They are relatable at some level, and they can understand what the heck they're talking about. And I'm going to tell you, those are your challenges, not views. Views are not your issue. Those three things are, and we're going to tackle those in the first 6 months. Evan, give me a thumbs up that your program actually delivers those things. Your program does do those three things. Relatable, understandable. Okay.
That's great. You're doing great. I mean, Ida would tell you too if something was off, but yeah, you're doing great.
Ida, you got to cut me off. Okay. So
You need to come work with us.
I'd love to. This is fun. So how I'd call people is, I'm just telling you, feel my energy. I'd call them on the phone. I'd say, Samantha, super excited we're here. First off, before we even get started, look at my hands. Before we even get started talking about what you are doing and what you want, I just want to commend you in advance for setting up this meeting and really deciding to be here, because a lot of people talk about the next steps online and they talk about what they're going to do. And here we are actually talking about solutions. This is really, really cool. And so anyways, we've got a simple process. I need to learn about you. I need to know what you want. You need to understand who we are. And I need to understand where we're working with, because we work with a lot of people. We want you to win. And that is the biggest thing, is we want you to win. Our program, so you know about it in advance, is called Moving Makers for a reason, because I could ask you, Ida, are you where you want to be, or do you want to move somewhere else? Like, are you where you want to be, or do you want to make movement?
I want to make movement.
Do you want to learn, or do you want to do things?
Both.
Our program is about implementation, learning second, implementation first. You're going to learn a lot, but we want more. We want your presence online to be radically different. We want to move from where it is to where it can be, and that is our biggest thing of all. So I'm going to leave to you right now. I can keep talking till I'm blue in the face. I want to know specific challenges or specific areas or places what I would do, because my desire is to take this afterwards and not use it as a script, but use it as like, here's some strategy for doing some of this. But I'm going to tell you, if you get somebody to write down and to tell you what they want, well, I don't see anything that your program can't deliver for me. Now we just need to bridge the gap. So tell me where it goes from here. And I've sold, I don't know, $50, $100 million worth of high ticket type stuff in my life, personally, in my business, with exact same formula.
I'm looking at some notes I took down. So you talked about excite, scare, get them to believe in themselves, and then make them to love us. All right, those are the 4 ways that people do sell. So
first two, throw them out the window.
Yeah.
Get rid of the first two. Listen, if you're going to sell them through scared and get them sold through get them excited, you're going to be babysitting the rest of your life. We need them to tell us what they want, agree to their decision, and fall in love with us. And one of the ways they fall in love with us is, I would say, if you're looking for an agency, you should probably go back to Google. That's not what we do. We're actually a community that is obsessed with helping people eliminate frustration and get the results they actually want online, because of hearing the horror stories of agencies and coaching programs that don't work. We're obsessed with putting together the right group of people to help them hit their objectives and the things they want. So I'm going to need to know what you want. So that's how I'm going to throw that out the window. Please ask any situations that you've had a challenge with in the past that I can help you with, that we can better.
So there's this one guy who had come on. I had
Let's kill him.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm kidding.
You said let's do what? Let's call him?
Let's kill him. Let's kill him. Yeah, call him. Let's go.
You would totally match his energy, and Eva, you know who I'm talking about. So first question out of his mouth was, what does this cost? Right. So, which you've given me the answer. Like, wrong question.
I would say, great question, bad timing. I'm going to tell you anyways, it's 25 grand, 30 grand, whatever it is. Better question is, what do you want it to do for you? I didn't expect us to get married that quickly, but whatever, we're here. Go ahead.
Right. And so the conversation from there goes into, I think this person came on being he's been burned, coming out very confrontational right away. And so this is like, I need to find a way to be able to navigate those conversations and bring it to the place where you can even get the person to believe in themselves.
Well, let's act it out, Ida. Let's be him. You're him. You are him. Let's go. I'm dialing in the Zoom. I'm waiting in the waiting room, and we're waiting, and you're clicking on. And your name is Jim now.
Okay.
Hey, Jim. Hey, Jim. Glad you showed up. Welcome to the session.
Who are you again?
Got it. So you are on a Zoom with someone you don't know. Okay. Whoa. All right. Let's
Yeah,
start at the
I book a
beginning.
lot of those calls. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off because this is literally the energy.
Be him. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
book a lot of those calls, and so I know I have you on my calendar now, but I don't know why this call is happening right now.
Do you want to figure that out, or do we want to stay frustrated?
Yeah, I'm
You pick.
here. It's I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay, got it. So first off, my name is Michael, and I am with a company called Movement Makers, and you had filled out a form online that for some reason you would love to be better at your online presence and you would love to make a bigger difference in this world. Is any of what I said correct?
Yeah, I filled out a bunch of those. I think I've hopped on a call yesterday. What company are you from again?
First off, how did yesterday go?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
What company are you from?
Movement Makers. Are you familiar with Evan Carmichael?
Nope.
Good. Then that gives us a lot of really good stuff to talk about. Are you familiar with the idea that your business and life could be better than it currently is? And are you interested in doing that?
Yeah, I know at some point you're going to sell me something, so just tell me what it's
Great.
going to cost.
Cool. Okay. It's going to cost you about 45 minutes of your time, which will be the most expensive thing.
All right, well, I'm here. Go ahead. What is it?
Okay. Number two is, have you done coaching and programs prior?
Yeah, I paid a lot of money for a lot of things. They never work.
That second part is why we're here. And the biggest reason our company was founded is he had been to a ton of programs that have never worked in the past, and he got frustrated for people. And he told me that you were going to be calling today. So I'm glad that we're on this call together. So you see what I'm doing?
I can't stay in
when you-
character. Okay, keep going.
When you're dealing with a child, you have to become a parent because he's just a child. He's being a 5-year-old, and we can't treat him like a 5-year-old. We just got to we got to mess with him. You got to be sarcastic. You got to mess around back. You got to stop trying to be logical, and you got to meet him with this, and we got to poke at him a little bit, right?
Okay. So you guys are the YouTube guys, right? You're going to help me with YouTube?
So let's stop real quick, Tim. How would you like this call to go? 45 minutes goes by. What would you like to see happen in the next 45 minutes? Because it sounds to me like you've got your mind made up. You know exactly what's going to happen. 46 minutes from now, what would you like to have happened?
If you're going to make me a ton of money, then I'm willing to pay you whatever you ask me to pay, but it's going to be worth the investment. So
What is your definition of a ton of money? Because that is a big, are we talking rubles, Canadian dollars got a little bit of an issue right now? American, what are we talking?
So I have paid
dinar.
I have paid $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 for lots of programs, and I need to know that the program is going to make me money. But you got to show me it's going to make me money.
Okay, so can I teach you one of the things that I learned from one of our coaches that runs the company?
How much does your program cost?
I understand why you're asking me that, and I'm going to give you the answer in a minute. Is number one, I know you've been through a lot of stuff before that hasn't worked out, correct?
Yep.
And the last thing I would do is tell you it's $25,000, which it is, and not do the correct thing. Is it 25 grand? How much is the program, Evan?
With the 2 levels, 50 and 15.
It's between $15,000 and $30,000, but that's ridiculous for me to tell you that. If you don't know what it is you want it to do, and we can actually do it, you should not be buying this. So you've got numbers. Congratulations. Yay. You got numbers, Tim. My question for you is, what would you like it to do? And here's my thing I'm going to ask you to do. Are you married, Tim?
No.
Okay. I appreciate that. And have you ever had a relationship that worked?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever had one that didn't work?
Yeah, I've had lots of them.
Is it fair to put the relationships that didn't work on the ones that did work?
What has that got to do with this?
You're putting things on me that I don't deserve right now. And I'm going to ask you to put that off to the side. If we're going to talk for the next 45 minutes, can we do this? Leave the past for learning and laughing and leave it there and actually talk about a better future. But if we can't talk about a future, no coaching our program, anything is going to work for you. And most people are never going to talk to you this way, Tim. Let me ask you a question. You may not like it, but do you appreciate it?
You're good. All right. Yes. Yes.
So Tim, can we agree that we can leave the past where it belongs for the next 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to you. Yep, go ahead. Tell me what you got.
Okay. I don't want you to listen as much as I want you to walk away here better. Is that fair?
Yep.
Okay. So I got to ask you a couple of questions. Odds are you've done stuff like this before. Do you still believe in coaching and training and letting people help you?
Yeah.
Okay. Number two is, if I had a magic wand and your online presence was spectacular, what would you like it to look like in the next 18 months? Not tomorrow, not next week. Be reasonable, buddy.
I would like my YouTube channel to be bringing me a ton of leads for the residential properties that I'm selling in the city.
Okay. Tim, is your YouTube channel bringing you any leads currently?
No. And by the way, have you guys worked with anyone inside of my city?
What city are you from? You haven't told me. You need me to guess?
New York.
God, you think
New
I'm
York.
good. What part of
New York?
Dude, New York. Oh, New York City, the Bronx. Which borough? Where are we at? Tim, you want a lot from people. No wonder you're not married.
Okay, give me an example. The Bronx? The Bronx?
That's where we're from. Where do you live, Ida?
I'm in Montreal.
Okay, so you don't know. Quebec. Je m'appelle Michel.
You speak French. Good.
Comme ci, comme ça. Okay. But
Pas si pire.
yeah, bon weekend. Okay. But the I also play hockey too. But the interesting thing about it, I'd say the Bronx, does it matter who we've worked with in your area, or does it matter that it works?
My market is very different. You need to show me people you've worked with in this area, because you can't tell me that you can help me and you don't know this area and you haven't been here and you don't have people who are working here.
Tim, you owe me $1.
Well, send me a couple of people that you've worked with in this
No,
area.
you owe me $1.
Okay, send it to
You
me.
owe me $1. I said if I had $1 for every time everybody told me about does it work in their area and it has to work in there, I'd get $1. So you owe me $1. Are you okay with being the first person that's worked for in your area? Are you open to actually letting us help you, or do you want to tell us how it works?
No, I need to see people you've worked with in this area for me to be able to give you my money, because I need to see that it works in my area. Because real estate here is very different.
Okay. Got it. So are you getting any leads currently online?
From my channel, no.
I know you want millions of them. Are you okay with getting a few to start with?
Yeah.
Can we start with one and then get the two?
Well, but you got to show me people it's work for in my area.
Tim, I need you to slow down. I hardly know you, and you're wanting me to show you my friends. Okay. I need you to slow down, Tim. Do you see I'm being a parent?
Yep.
I need you to slow down. See, actually, Tim's beginning to like you right now. Do you understand? Tim would actually like this. You think he wouldn't? He'd love it.
He would definitely respect it, even if he would definitely respect it.
He's basically saying, look, woman, prove it to me. And prove to me that you can deal with me, because I'm a pain in the neck. And I'm dealing with him. Am I correct?
Yes.
So I'd say, Tim. All right, Tim. So we're going to slow down. I got a pen and I got a piece of paper. What is one thing, if our program actually worked as well as we know it does, what would you like it to do?
Send me leads from the YouTube channel.
What is your current lead strategy?
I run ads.
How's that working?
It's okay. I'm putting a lot of money on it, and I want to go organic, but it's working.
Got it. So do you have an idea on how you're going to do this on YouTube, or are you just watching videos online, listening to random people?
I know I got to make some kinds of videos, and I think you're going to tell me what kinds of videos to make, and I'm here. Tell me.
Okay. So we've got a process that's important called automatic authority. And that's a new thing that we do. And it takes usually about a year. Write that down. That's yours. Automatic authority. And automatic authority is a process that we teach. Usually takes about a year, 6 months to a year, and eventually grows with time, because it's a snowball effect. Automatic authority is something we work towards. Where automatic authority comes from is 3 things. Now tell me if you want these 3 things, Mr. Investor. Number 1 is you're going to have to learn to speak relatable. And the way that you're talking to me right now, do you talk to your clients this way? Tim?
Everyone in New York talks this way.
We need to work on that, because can I tell you something about the internet? I know that this polarized thing works, but I'm also going to tell you there is a concept called being relatable, understandable, and being like absolutely likable. Like, are you okay with being likable, or are you looking to repel people? You just got to tell me, because the whole repel, I know it works online, but there are people that are extremely likable and they work well too.
As long as it's going to get me new clients, I'll do it. I'm waiting for you to tell me something different that I haven't tried yet.
Okay. So number one thing I'm going to tell you is this. What you want is possible, but nobody has ever taught you how to speak in a way that is relatable and understandable and actually converts online. Let me ask you a question. Who's on the internet?
Everyone?
Okay. So I want you to take Yankee Stadium for an example. Okay. Holds about 80,000 people, of which 95,000 of them are sitting in okay seats, correct? 5,000 of them are sitting in the better seats. We have to speak to the whole arena, okay, to get the people to want the better seats, not just the people in the better seats. We've got to learn how to connect with everybody and to figure out who it is we need to connect with. So the problem is you're just talking to the two people and we're not talking in a way that's actually working. I'm just coming up with some stuff. But the point of where I'm going with this is I need to relate to this dude and I need to let him to know I understand him. And I'm using examples. I'm also just going with it. But I wouldn't build my business around this guy. Sounds like a pain in the ass. I wouldn't want him in my program. But the purpose is we're going to let a guy like this go, but we got to call him out a couple times. Did you see what I did?
Yep.
What did I do, Ida?
You chose to not have a person who is not a great energy fit in your program because it creates a cancer in the community.
Why, there's that, but how did I treat this guy?
You matched his energy.
I told him he's wrong. He tells me I'm wrong. I tell him he's wrong.
Yeah.
He goes, you don't know anything. You'd say, dude, that's I like you telling me that. Great, I know nothing. Great, thank you. Next thing you want to talk about?
Yeah.
So when they're like, I don't know if this is going to work. Great. You are absolutely set for this not to work. Fantastic. So do you want me to write down your plan is for this not to work? Is that your plan?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. And that makes sense, right? Because for a person like this, even if you send case studies, if you could, and you did send case studies, there's always going to be a reason why it doesn't work. And so I think it's with the missionary versus mercenaries, I think it's the great thing there is that you know that this is a person you're eventually going to be working with if you bring them in, and it's a matter of filtering. Do I actually want this person in here, right? Rather than just trying to close a deal, it's like, do I?
No, we don't want to close the deal. We want to actually build the right program so we could charge more for the program, have a better program. So it's really not complicated. I'm going to help you real quick. Ready? Watch me. Great. You should be proud of yourself that you committed, that you want to make your life better, and we're actually doing it. How much time are we working with? It's about 45 minutes. How familiar are we with our process? Oh, you're not? Well, let me tell you how it works. It's 4 simple steps. And then in there's 3 things that I need to uncover, but I'm not going to tell you this. I need to uncover, how do you see Evan in the world, and how do you see programs in the world? Have you done anything like this prior? If not, I have explaining to do. And 3 is, what do you want so I can attach it to what we do? And then I need to let them know that it's going to happen during the program. So when you say I want authority, say, great, we're going to get you there, but this happens first. You said you want to get a book, you want to launch a book. Oh, you want to retire your husband and just do online selling pictures of you doing something online? Yeah, we can do that. Does that make sense? That's doable. But there's a process that we need to do. So how good are you at following processes?
Yep.
Have you ever asked anyone that?
Not in those words, no.
Think of how important. So we've got a process that works. How good are you with processes?
Okay. Yep.
Are you willing to find them, or do you want to be creative? Now, they call them creators. You actually don't need to be that creative. You actually need to follow a process that works and creatively find a way to do the process, creatively get yourself to do it. But the last thing in the world you want to be is ultimately creative. What you need to be is clear, because creativity will screw you up. Clever marketing is horrible. Clear marketing is great.
Makes sense. Yep.
I even like your name, Movement Makers. We named it that way because people want to move into what they want to do. We want to move you into the next stage of your life. That's what it's about. Ida, is this serving you? Is this helping you today?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So our process is simple. I believe if we uncover those 3 things, like if I know someone's done coaching before, they put me in the right box, because Evan's in the wrong box with them, like guru online. Listen, if you see Evan as a guru, you've got it all wrong. He's from Canada.
What's wrong with Canadians?
Nothing. They're nice people. They're simple. The last thing Evan wants to do is be like, the shocking thing that he wants to be well known, like he just does his thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's just a nice guy, gets up, goes to work, does things, spends time with his family. Like he's just a nice guy. He's not some guy from Beverly Hills trying to show off. He just wants people to be effective. He's Canadian. Play off the Canadian. They're nice. I'm playing in a tournament later with some Canadians. I have a hockey game in about 4 hours with a bunch of Vancouverites, but the other part of Canada. But think about it. Evan's from Canada. Do you know Evan's biggest thing? Time with his family and helping people make a difference in their lives. The last thing he wants to do is be famous. He wants you to be famous. He doesn't need you to know who he is. He needs people to know who you are. He's Canadian. When you say Canadian, it's great. It's like he's nice. Automatically safe. I'm being serious. Am I right? I'm being serious. Use that. He's Canadian.
Okay.
Don't say from Quebec. That's different.
I'm from Quebec.
That's different. I know that's different.
Okay.
Quebec's different. Yeah, it's different. It's different. Evan, you're Toronto?
Yep.
Yeah, it's different. He's a nice Canadian guy. Travels to the States to help people out. Sounds like he's from a foreign land. But the point is, I want you to think about that. I don't know if you're familiar with Evan. He's an incredible guy. He's from Canada, so obviously he's nice. Do you know the stigma that we think you people are so nice?
I know you guys, Americans think Canadians are so nice. Well, it is true.
You might as well play the stigma to your advantage. So anyways, they need to know who you are and how it works. They need to know, and I keep on replaying this because, okay, fine. You're going to get stem cells. Stem cells. Have you ever done a procedure before? No, I've never done that. Like, well, let's start at the beginning. Do you know what I mean? Like, have you done a remodel in your home? I got to start somewhere because we're off, right? How familiar are you with the doctor doing it? And what do you want it to do? We can't get you stem cells until you're like, my back hurts. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I want that to feel better. I have experience doing colonics. It's something like it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Nothing like it, but something like it. And the third is I picture the doctor in a specific light. People cannot move forward until those three things are laid out. It's their history, it is their future, and what is their perception. And you might want to write down those words: history, future, and perception.
Okay. It's quite similar to something I heard Tony Robbins say a few days ago. I was listening to one of his audios. He talked about when you're trying to learn something, you want to understand, you want to know what is it like, right? And so that's, in my mind, it seems like the framework you're using there is like, this is what they want to, this is what you're trying to teach them, this is what they want. They need something they need a connector. They need something to make them see or believe in it. You're
the conduit. There's what they want. There's what you offer. You've got to bring those together. That is the only gap you have. That's the missionary's work. Mm-hmm. Let's say you're doing real missionary work and you're in the Congo and you knock on a door, but they don't even know what God is and they don't speak your language. We've got work to do. We're off. It ain't happening. Does that make sense?
Yep.
We've got to then talk about life. We got to talk about death. We got to explain the Easter bunny. We got to explain Passover. We got to explain it all, right? We've got work to do. So the purpose is we need to uncover where they're at so we can help them get where they want to go. So that's a big piece. And I also want to tell them what they want is possible, but they got to do something first.
Okay. So if you were hopping on a call, right now the process is we usually start off with something relatable, complementing the mission, and then like understanding what their pain point is to then understanding what they're looking for to then be able to provide a solution to. How would you structure that if you were stepping into this and as a missionary?
I would first thing is I'd stop before we even get started with anything. Look at my hands.
Yep.
I just want to commend you in advance for even setting up this appointment because most people say they want to make their life better and do it. And here we are actually doing it. Be proud of yourself. You've just separated yourself from the majority of the world.
Okay.
Great job. So let's get started. A couple things real quick. I don't know how much you know, so I'm going to ask some questions up front so I don't waste your time. How much time are we working with? 45 minutes. We're going to go through it. I don't ask for pain. I ask for what they want, and then I ask them how painful it is not having it. Now, it's different. I go to dinner. I'll go to dinner with like Jeremy Miner and Cole Gordon. And like, these guys are sales guys. We go through these processes together. We talk about things. So I say, like, so what do you want? Got it. Do you have that now? I bet that's annoying.
Okay.
I bet it's frustrating. I bet it's super frustrating. There's 19-year-old kids in your town that are doing better online than you are. And you're smarter, have more money, and better looking. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like it's annoying. That's their pain, correct? So it isn't pain unless you attach it to a want.
Okay. I'm thinking it's kind of what we do, right?
It's very complimentary. Like I'm not I'm not the process person just in general, let alone sales
Me neither.
process. I love how you've kind of broken this down. I think it's super complimentary. You're pointing at the same thing with a different hand, and so I think it's like super usable. I'd love for you to give Ida some homework. So like, what happens?
I am.
What's the best thing in the next week? But even just quickly before that, and give you a second to think about it. I started this whole thing of, hey, I don't usually ask for help, and I thought I'd try that today, and I just wanted to thank you in advance, for all of the, like, you showed up, it was great. I mean, I respect you even more just as a human, and
Thank
for
you.
pouring into Ida and showing up for our community as well. So,
Thank you.
for everybody else who's afraid to ask for help, this is what it could look like too, and it ends up being a win-win-win-win, for everybody around. So, thank you, man. I deeply appreciate it.
I appreciate you saying that, and I appreciate you as a human as well. Thank you.
Homework for Ida. What do you got?
Homework for Ida or anybody watching this. First off, get rid of the word homework because it's a disgusting word because it reminds me of school and my kids. So we're going to use the word preparation, which is a Navy SEALs word. Homework's horrible. And how about we use the word preparation? Isn't that better, preparation?
Okay.
I want you to strip the word homework from all of your programs because homework is a word you don't want. If you've noticed that when I change a word, it changes what it means. So when Evan said I'm using the other hand, it's similar, but it's very different. So, oh yeah, I do that, but it's using the other hand. So here's the preparation. I want you to listen to this potentially again, or your notes, and I want you to take 3 of the things that I said or lines, a cluster, and I want you to use at least one of them in one of your next calls, if not all 3. For instance, you're going to need to say something 3 times. You start off crappy to start with. Second time will sound good. Third time will sound pretty good. So you'll start off a meeting. You're going to put your hands up. Hey, before we even get started, I just want to commend you in advance. That's one of them. You can use that. You can use how familiar are you with our process, what we do at Moving Makers, how familiar are you with our 4-step process? They're all going to say no. You're going to pause. You're going to wait. They're going to say, great. I'll explain to you what it is. You have to go back and listen. Number 3, you could potentially say, how much coaching have you done prior? What was it? How did it work? Do you still believe in the concept? When you start adding these are big. The biggest part of your preparation is you're going to start saying this. Is authority something you're after? What does it mean to you? And I want you to get them excited about it. Like excited. Then I want you to tell them they can't have it right now. I want you to take their ice cream away and tell them they got to do 3 things first. Evan truly believes authority is useless without being findable. And the way to be findable is you've got to be relatable and understandable. And that's where we spend the first 4 months developing you a way that when you get online, it makes sense, it's understandable, it's relatable, so you're findable, so you do become the authority, and that is why it's not worked up till now. I want you to give them their ice cream of, I want authority, and then I want you to take that away from them. Tell them you can't have it. You just can't have it. We're not going to let you have it. And any company that promises you that right away, liars, pants on fire.
I love it. Okay.
And you got to tell, at least everyone's got to say Evan's Canadian. You know what that means? He's nice. And that means he wants you to win.
So, Ida, you got to experience Michael Bernoff for the first time. One word to describe Michael Bernoff. What do you got?
Crazy. Insane.
I'm Canadian. I can't say you're crazy or insane. We're nice people.
What are you going to go
I'm
with?
part Canadian too, buddy. I'm part Canadian.
One word, Ida. You got to get one word to describe Michael Bernoff first time. What do you got?
Do it, Ida. Do it.
It's 2 words. High energy.
Okay.
I'll take
I'll
it.
take it. Yep. Nice.
Impactful.
I agree.
3 words.
Thank you.
Okay. She's doing it.
I could have been calm. Would have been fun if it would have said, hi, I'm Michael. Welcome.
Doesn't look like you.
So
I
radio
watched
voice.
you on YouTube, so that can't be you.
not at all. Not at all.
Michael,
Not at all.
again, thank you. I know we'll connect
you.
after this. For people who want to learn more about what you're all up to, what's the best place? Where are they going?
YouTube. No, YouTube.
Good answer.
Instagram, YouTube. Find me online, michaelbernoff.com. If you're serious, like I'm going to tell you something serious right now. If you're watching this, like, dude, I like this. I don't just do sales. I do all kinds of stuff. There's a really cool thing called email. And I'm going to give you an email address. It's Mike, M-I-K-E, short, at michaelbernoff.com. Send me an email. Just mention Evan and we'll connect. And I literally, my team will set up a time to chat if you're that kind of person. Average people, go check the web. Above average people ready to go do something, just email me.
Cool. We'll link it up, description below. Thank you, guys. To learn how to break free from your limiting thoughts, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
You're going to look back, and this could be the most powerful and valuable work you've ever done. Because this is really, when people talk about the internal game, they want to change behaviors, they want to change results in their life. But where it starts is